Anyway, a Lemonator 8642 says, more in depth about the equipment you use and how you build on top of the main beat, please. So right now I am working on My Girl by The Temptations, which is one of the most complicated ones I've done. So I'll set up a camera while I'm practicing and kind of run through what I'm doing. So this is the setup for My Girl. I've got the microphone turned all the way down because I don't need it while I'm playing bass. The click track on like always. Track 1 is set to 2 measures and loop end. Track 2 is also 2 measures and loop end. But track 3 stops immediately and is 8 measures. So that's one of the cool things about this song. I have this section of the chorus that I want to repeat. And so I have it at the beginning of track 3 so that I can kind of stop everything and hit start and loop it again. And I start with it set up so that it's on delay, and all I have to do is switch it this way to get to transpose. So I can just switch back and forth as long as this is on. Now it's off. As long as this is on, I can switch back and forth. So the way this song starts is with it delay ready to go, effects off. Because it starts with bass. So I'm going to start it on track 3. I'm going to do the bass first, then a couple little fun flares, and then drums. Here we go. Oh, so already. So the cat piano does a snore sound to let a kid know, hey, come back. If I wait too long, we'll pick up that sound. So now I got to start over. So here we go, I'm changing this to transpose now. Cat piano, I just turned it off when I moved it away. So now I need to turn it back on. You can see this in the full video. You'll see me messing with it over here on my left hand. I got to turn it back on, turn it to the meow sound, turn the volume up, but not too far up. I will hit back. So you'll see me do this with my left hand on the side. I'm going to turn it on, turn it to meow, turn the volume all the way up, but then back 2, because that's a little too loud. So this is ready to go. Where are we at? Yeah, so I have this one set up so that I record that just kind of like driving bass line, and then it's set up on loop end so that I can push stop and you'll see it blink, and then it'll stop when this thing starts over. Let's do that again. This is bass and drums, and then this is like the famous guitar track on My Girl. So I have the bass and drums of the verse here, melody stuff here, so that I can also have it playing during the chorus, which I think sounds really, really nice. So that's why I have it split up here. So it's chorus, verse, bass and drums, and then like melody that I can have playing later on. So let's start there. This is off, this plays. Then I'm gonna hit go on this one and turn this one off, and then give myself a little break. But during that break, I have to turn this to delay, make sure I don't turn this on yet, and play the bass. And then as I put the bass away, I need to turn the bass down and then turn the effect on. So let's go for that. All right, this part is really tricky. I had to write it counted perfectly, and I cannot deviate from it. Because the chorus that I have set up is that My Girl comes first. so that I can hit stop and start and just have that kind of like, it'll start at my girl and go, and then I can repeat it as many times as I want by just hitting stop and start. Because if I let it go, then it'll go on to the I guess you'll say. So I have to stop it so that I can have this, like, the coolest part of the song, in my opinion, going. But that means I have to time these perfectly so that when I sing, when it's cold outside, that when I'm done with that phrase, the next thing that's going to start has to be halfway through, if that makes sense. So let's start there. Also, I'm leaving the condenser mic half on so that it picks up my voice and has a cool delay. So let's start that. Words? See, I forget the words all the time. I've got sunshine. I guess you say. Yeah, so I screwed that one up too. I guess you'll say. So, while that's going on, I need to set up for the next part, which I have to have it timed right again so that I can have this come in halfway through. And so the way I figured out how to do that is I do the my girl, and then I come in with this. I have to have these play for 2 rotations before I start the verse again. Otherwise, I'll be off. So for 2 rotations, I just have this cool Batman sound that kind of is like a fun sound. I mean, I think it's cool. My girl! Then the drums come in. I've got sunshine. This should be timed right. I guess you'll say, what can make me feel this way, my girl? And now I've got this playing over the 3rd track, because I think it sounds really nice. But then it loops back to the beginning, the pre-chorus of the song, and I don't want that to happen. So I have it set up so that I can hit stop and start again, and it'll have it start on that part, which I think is so cool. But the tricky part is I can't have this playing when I hit like the all start, all stop. All start, all stop, this will play. So the way I deal with that is I just turn it down. So while I'm singing, I need to remember to turn it down. And then I can hit stop and start without us hearing this track. Let's practice that. For me, I guess my girl, talking about my girl.
Let's go.
Now I'm going to change it so it sounds different this last time. Now this one's playing, but we don't hear it because I've got to turn down. And then this will stop at the end of the phrase for the end of the song. So that's how I do My Girl. I just finished editing that 8-minute video. It seems chaotic to me. I understand it all. I definitely went more in depth with how I build on top of the beat. I didn't really go into the equipment. Sorry, Lemonator. I hope that made sense to you guys. It makes sense to me. Because it is complicated. It's fun, but it's complicated. Especially this one. Because of I guess you'll say, and My Girl, how it's done in the actual track versus how I do it. So that part gets really complicated, but I don't know that I explained that very well in this video. But thank you for watching. If you have more questions that I can answer poorly, I would love to do that. Oh, I have an album out 2 weeks, June 2nd. It's called Xander and the Blue Things. It'll be available on all streaming platforms, and I will make music videos and toy jams for each song. Thanks.